Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Myst 3 Exile. Let's continue. So we're at this puzzle, and the best I can tell is we're supposed to brute force it somehow. So what I'm gonna try here is 3 and then 4 and then 4th position. The ball comes in from here, down a ramp, up through this, up here and up here, and then at 1, 2, 3 it shoots over here, and then at 1, 2, 3 we could shoot it back over if we wanted to, or we can wait till 4 and we can shoot it that direction. And I think we probably need to do it at 4 because at that point this loop is open and it won't catch it. So assuming that much is correct, then in the next step it's going to shoot it back up here, down here, and through this. If that's all right, we've got the solution of this puzzle, and then we're kind of done with this island. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah, and we were supposed to read another piece of the journal, so we may take a break from that. 1, 2, 3, which is our first opportunity to kick it, unless we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, which that was right, and then 1. We got it. And that goes into the pagoda, signifying we've done it right. And so what's going to happen, we now have the 4th picture. What's going to happen is we're going to make our way towards this point and get on the ball, and I think we're going to go through all of the puzzles we've done in a roller coaster event, which is going to lift up the platforms at the exact perfect timing and end up putting us in the final point. Before we do that, let's see, I think it's time to read another chapter of Atris. So 93.10.24, how many of these are left? See, this is the problem, is I'm gonna finish the game before I'm done with all of this, particularly since we keep getting pages that are getting added to the Book Thief's journal. So I suppose what you were supposed to do is read all of Atris's journal to start with at the beginning of the game, which seems a little weird, certainly, to start the game and then spend maybe 2 or 3 hours reading the journal before doing anything else. And the game certainly doesn't push you towards that, because the game, remember, started with the book thief breaking into the library, stealing the book, and starting a fire, and you're chasing after him. Anyways, 93.10.24. I'm so tired I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not yet written anything in days. Not written anything in days. The music just kind of abruptly started. The moment I linked back to Dunny, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Tamlin wanted to consult over which stone cutters were worth stone cutters or cuttings. It says cutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound. I'm gonna say that's Ono and Isel needed my opinion about a new history they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper surpluses supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers. I barely had time to see Catherine. I don't know why you would put the Dunny in a new age and not let them link back to a place where they can at least get some resources. That would definitely be abandoning the Dunny in a weird way. Yeah, you just wouldn't put them on a planet and go, here you are, make the best of it as you can. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dunny to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction unless some other forces stepped in and changed that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time, I've been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for the ages. But there is another evocation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility, I bet. And an age based solely on mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet, to continue to grow as a people, Dunny civilization needs both. Occasional upheaval followed by periods of balanced stability. And we're clearly in the age of balanced stability. I've seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependency to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force suffices to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. So this is another bold sentence here. I am too tired to think more on this tonight. Honestly, in the morning, my thoughts will convalesce. Okay, so we've read another one of those. Clearly there's something hidden in those phrases because they're being bold and they're just written very differently than anything else. Okay, one last look at the puzzle solution. I think I've got it. These puzzles are not anywhere as complicated as like the book of puzzles in Myst, where you had to draw quite a large picture to unlock a secret door. So let's, and these can all be in different orders, so we're good with that. The one we just did was that. Now that'll get me to this point, and then I am gonna have to think about what was it. It was something I think like this. No. Something must be like that. Got it. And so we made it to the top. Here we go. And in we go. Talk about a welcome wagon. Just stairs appear out of nowhere. You can see this whole central pagoda is nothing but a roller coaster ride. I believe there's a roller coaster in Epic that I rode. What is that? Epic Space Needle in Disneyland or Disney World? Epic Center, something? Might be calling it the wrong word. But you're in this dark room that is, I assume, full of a bunch of rail tracks that are rather close to each other. And you just go in circles. Wasn't very much of a roller coaster, quite frankly. Just sitting in the dark and not really saying anything. So I suspect we might get another video from our book Thief before we go on the roller coaster ride and get the symbol. I'm just gonna sit in this rather cushy looking chair. And yeah, there's 4 different colored lights up there, but I don't think this is going to be a puzzle or anything.
20 years, Atris. 20 long years.
I wish the camera
alone.
zoomed in more.
They tied me to a post. They burned their Myst linking books in front of me. They took everything I had. My wife. My 2 baby girls. And then, when I finally made it back to Narayan and I saw... It would have been better if I had died.
In a funny way, and this would be kind of spoilerish for the next game, this is kind of the last point where the brothers being evil really plays out. Although not really. I mean, you could have had several scenarios where people came back from their pasts and were upset with Atris and upset with his sons. Of course, I am not Atris, and you might as well. I guess there's a slight reason why you wouldn't want to play as Atris, but at 3 games now, you've been the main force, the savior of these worlds, and you don't even have a name or a history, or I'm not sure you even know where you come from. In a lot of ways, you could be the Exile in Myst III Exile, but they don't ever do any characterization of the player character, which I think is a mistake. It's a lacking in committing to writing something. So the pagoda has flown up, and we are going to have to decide where we're going, because if we do this wrong, I don't think we die or anything, but the main factor is we need to get to that, which means we need to go through I think this one first, and then this one, and then that one last. How do we know what to do here, though? We've got some colors here. So a green ball is going to... Oh, I guess I just have to maybe match these because it seems like they're gonna fall. So it seems like what this is going to do is teleport a crystal ball down this way, a ball down this way, ball down this way, and a ball down this way. It's seemingly at the same time instead of having me fall through it. So this probably is not super hard to do. Just have to figure out if there's a way this would work. The red here can't connect. We only need 3 balls and we only did 3 puzzles. So maybe that's fine. And the green over here can really only connect one way. And this can really only connect one way. Yeah, so this has to go this way. This has to go this way. This yellow needs to connect some other way though. Man, unless this is a case of it's gonna go in circles. Yeah. Because if the yellow is going to fall down and fall through this, then it has to go here. There's literally nothing it can do otherwise. So then it has to go up here. So the yellow is just, I assume, connecting all the way to this point, and that won't work. So there's kind of no other way to do this. And if that connects there, that doesn't do anything. I have no idea how this starts, by the way. Like, I'm not seeing a button. It's just a switch down here. I'm just shaking my head. This doesn't seem like this can connect. It can make a loop, and then the loop has to go something like this, and then that can go something like that. Is this gonna go straight down this way? I doubt it. I'm almost there. If this piece was different, this would work. But it isn't. So the blue starts here. Maybe it's the blue that's the solution, because everything else eventually just falls into this loop that doesn't do anything else. What else could I do with the blue? Could do that. So the blue goes here, goes through this, 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 and everything stops there. So that's all 4 of them. Then the only question I suppose left would be, is there possibly a different way to do this or a reason why you would want to do this differently. This would feed back in a circle. Fine. Then maybe there's... But the red's never gonna really do that. So... Honestly, this looks about as good as it's gonna get. If this piece and this piece moved over, replaced, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Let's try it. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Really wasn't expecting that to happen. And I don't feel like I did the right thing there. Yeah, that didn't feel like a solution. So, is there another button somewhere? Okay. Red. Form a crystal. Watch the crystal fall down and crash. Green. Form a crystal. Watch it go down this way. It will solve that. And that will raise the middle one, so green's not the right one. Blue. So we get to watch the solutions play out from a different angle. That's nice. But we are kind of just brute forcing this too. So it's blue, then green, and then I'm at blue, green, and not red, so purple. That's the one we just looked at. Oops. So did we do red? Let's try green. So it should be green last, then red. So it ends on red, which, okay, and then green, so it should go green, then red, and the dark green here, not the yellow. Yellow should be, I think, the middle one. Let's double check this. I'm having to watch this too many times. But you would only get into this room after you'd solved all these puzzles. Alright. So it is blue, green, yellow. No. It is blue, yellow, green, red. Okay, so you start with blue. And this was not connected for some reason. And so this needs to go quickly to yellow before anything else. How can we get that to yellow? That way. This is all back to... This is all changed. It reset itself. Blue goes this way to yellow to green. Green now just needs to get it to red, which is where that is. So let's try this now. And it changed. Yep, it put me in a crystal ball. We were kind of expecting that, because I remember it from before, but I mean, it's pretty obvious. This is what was going to happen. Prepare for motion sickness. But this is also totally what you wanted to have happen. Like, this is a much cooler transition animation than just the boring old you're gonna move from point A to point B transition animations you usually get. And there's parts of this you never see any other time. And there could be Easter eggs all over this place, but I kind of question that it wouldn't matter if there were. Myst really isn't one to hide too many Easter eggs in it. A more modern game would. You'd have pictures of all the creators or references to previous games. Abduction, for example, totally does that. They make reference to Cyan's first game, which was called Manhole, which I meant to play. And I guess I should get around to playing that pretty quickly. For me, this really, I'm not prone to motion sickness, so this doesn't really seem to mean anything to me. But it's cool. Cool to look at. And clearly we did it right. So all of these are done. And we see the new shape that was hidden in the floating stones. So we draw this shape. Now, what am I drawing with? I don't know. We never picked up a pen, if we're going to be pedantic about it. And there's no going back. So once you've solved the world, you just go back to the main world of Janai, or whatever it's called, the Tusk world. We had to spend some extra time brute forcing that, or figuring it out, but when timing is almost perfect here. We have about 30 more seconds of this recording. And we'll go a little long and reward ourselves because we deserve a reward. And we will take the second image, which is this. And I don't think we are going to overlap these images, or if we do, we're not going to do it right now. And we'll place it on the scanner. This is like the only time in any of the Myst series, by the way, you have like a scanner. There's something somewhat similar to that.
This what you expected, Atris? When you followed me here, hoping to reclaim Relation? Is this classroom what you expected to find? I read your journal, you know. In Tamana, after I found your linking book abandoned outside this observatory, I read all about the Dunning. How you started their world again. Can you really do that, Atris? After everything that's happened to Narayan, could you start their world over again? I don't think so. I think there's too much blood on our hands, too many ghosts. Surely you can't change that with a pen stroke.
It's a fair argument.
One more symbol, Atris. Narayan is waiting.
So, the book is here, the platform to walk to the book is not. And since nobody, apparently our character is not willing to, say, stand on this edge and then stand on this metal eggshell and just reach towards it, we're going to have to get one more symbol and go through one more island instead of, you know, finding a stick. I guess that in the end, a lot of Myst puzzles probably could be solved with a lot of shenanigans and like that, though. You could find sticks, reprogram the equipment, just smash and grab things. I guess that's even slightly implied in the fact that, heck, you burnt the linking books is all it takes to destroy one, when you would think something magical and precious like that would probably require something more. We're at save slot 12, and I'm noticing something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess we filled up 2 save pages. So our next save will take us to the 3rd page. Well, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.